Hi guys, it's Nikki here. Today I'm going to do the last video in my How to Help Others with Depression series. The first video that I did was on spotting the signs of depression. Second video was on understanding depression a bit more, and today's video is going to be on what you can do next. So what is it that you can do to start helping somebody with depression? Now, it is a very touchy subject when it comes to dealing with somebody's depression, and there are things that you should and you shouldn't say. So the first thing you're going to want to ask yourself is, how do you talk to them? What is it that you can say to this loved one, this friend, family member who basically you believe has got depression? Now if you see me looking down here, it's because I've got my notes here. So the thing is, you may not know what to ask or how it is that you're supposed to be supportive. The best thing that you can do is to be a compassionate listener to them. This is much more important than you giving advice to them. The thing is, you're not an expert on depression. There are experts out there who can help them. You are just going to basically listen to them. You're going to encourage them to open up about their feelings, and you're going to listen to them without judgment. The fact is, unless you're somebody who's also gone through depression, you're not going to know how this person actually feels. You're not going to be able to truly understand what it is that someone with depression is feeling. So your job is to basically listen without any judgment. Encourage them to open up about the feelings. A great idea is to, if they don't want to speak to you, is to basically advise them to write the feelings down in a letter, to keep a diary over the next month or so, just so basically you can get everything out. Don't expect them to open up to you straight away. It's very hard to be able to speak to other people when you have depression, especially close ones to you. We tend to withdraw into ourselves and we can isolate ourselves as well. But be persistent and let them know that you're there. Be patient, let them know you're concerned for them, let you know that you're there for them. So now I go on to basically what not to say to somebody with depression. Okay, first thing is, it's all in your head. We all go through times like this. The thing is, we don't all go through times like that. We don't all go through depression. There are a lot of people out there who are very lucky who will never ever go through depression. I've spoke about in one of my videos the fact that we all have bad days, and I stick by that, but there's a huge difference between having a bad day and having depression. Look on the bright side. There is no bright side when you've got depression. All you see is darkness. It's like the world is black and that is it. Snap out of it. Well, you can't just snap out of depression. It's not something that you suddenly think to yourself, I'm going to be alright today. And shouldn't you be better by now? It can take months, it can take years for people to get out of their depression. So that's what not to say. And now I'm going to talk about basically how do you start the conversation with somebody. So you think your loved one or your friend or a family member, has depression, you're concerned about them. How do you start the conversation? You can say, I've been concerned about you. I've noticed some differences in you and wondered how you're doing. Or, I've noticed you've seemed down lately. Something to basically open the conversation, something to let them know that you are concerned about them and you have noticed that there is a difference in them. Questions you can ask. When did you begin to feel like this? Now, I spoke about it in my other videos, and I did say that some depression can stem from a major event that happened to somebody. It can stem from a series of small events that happen to people. which leads on to my next one. Did something happen to make you start to feel like this? Now, you may know that, for instance, you know, somebody you know has recently lost a family member. So this can be a huge factor when it comes to depression. Bereavement is a huge factor when it comes to depression. How can I best support you right now? They may just tell you just being there, knowing that you care is enough for them. Have you thought about getting help? Now this, for me, is the major factor in the next step to their recovery, is getting help. Okay, which I will go on and discuss later on in this video. So things you can say that can help them are, you're not alone, I'm here for you. The way you feel will change, because it will. Eventually, them feelings that they have will go away, and I can personally vouch for that because I've been through it. I may not be able to understand how you feel, but I care for you and I want to help. So that's letting them know that basically there is another person out there who wants to help them. You're not saying to them that you know what they're going through, because you don't, unless, like I said, you've been through it. So what next? Okay, now the most important thing is encouraging them to get help. Okay. Offer to visit. The first step in your recovery is basically going to see a doctor. Tell them that you'll go with them if they want. A doctor will then basically ask them to fill out a questionnaire, which is quite, you have to be very truthful, and it's quite a hard questionnaire to fill out. You've got to be really honest with yourself when you go. And then what they will do is they will recommend for the person to see another mental health person, because doctors, aren't really trained to deal with depression, but they can lead people on to what they have to do next. Okay, so I think that with a lot of encouragement from yourself, a lot of listening, a lot of compassion, a lot of understanding what somebody has gone through, being there for somebody, encouraging them to get help, because that's the only way they're going to be able to start the recovery, is a huge thing that anybody can do with anyone, for anybody with depression. So that's basically it for the series of videos. The next series of videos I'm going to be doing on this kind of subject will be something that can lead on from depression, and that's going to be self-harming as well. So if you know anybody that self-harms, or you self-harm yourself, then maybe you'll want to watch them videos. Okay guys, so I shall love you and leave you all, and I shall see you all soon. Bye!